We all know that wars bring death, hunger, trauma, and just overall terrible human suffering. However, war comes with an interesting byproduct in the form of destructive, great, and sometimes even weird innovations as countries partake in a technical race to build better weapons. The USA had long been a frontrunner amongst the participating powerful countries. One prime example of the USA's knack for winning the technological race was the discovery of atomic weapons in the Manhattan Project during the Second World War. The first nuclear bomb, Trinity, was tested in the deserts of New Mexico in 1945. At the same time, theoretical physicist J. Robert Oppenheimer was the director of the Los Alamos Laboratory and was responsible for the research and design of the atomic bomb. Thus, he was aptly named Father of the Atomic Bomb, much to his dismay. Fearing that he had become part of something so destructive that would later be used as a weapon and possibly kill millions, a distraught Oppenheimer was famously known for quoting from Hindu scripture, "I have become death, the destroyer of worlds." While the bombs were the most famous inventions that emerged from the war, there were also positive innovations in medicine and technology that benefited the world. The First World War helped spread the Spanish flu and in effect killed approximately 45,000 American troops. This prompted the U.S. military to develop the first flu vaccine during the Second World War. Another example is the emergence of radar technology. Electromagnetic radiation was initially intended to be used as a weapon. However, through time, scientists realized that it could be used to detect enemy ships or planes. Later, this technology helped the Allied forces win the war against the Nazis. Presently, radar technology is used to detect weather anomalies like hurricanes, among other uses. Weird and quirky inventions also sprung up from these events throughout history. One example of this was during the Second World War. The Ghost Army was tasked with one objective: to fool Hitler's army so that the Allied forces would be able to maneuver in a different location. Although quite silly, it was one of the most instrumental pieces of innovation that helped the Allied forces crush powerful Nazi Germany. In one of the last critical encounters with the German troops, the 23rd Headquarters Special Troops drew attention away from the actual Allied forces by sending radio messages and using loudspeakers. The Germans fell for it and fired at the 23rd Division while the Allied forces assembled with ease, eventually achieving victory. Another example was the invention of dentist Dr. Lytle S. Adams. Returning from a trip in New Mexico, he was impressed by the abilities of the Mexican free-tailed bats. During the Second World War, he outlined that a great number of bats could be armed with tiny bombs and dropped on an unsuspecting Japan. Although it was highly successful, unfortunately the project was discontinued because the U.S. military wanted to focus on the creation of the atomic bomb. Another example was the PIGEON-GUIDED missile. This was the project of psychologist and behaviorist B.F. Skinner. At the time, missile-guided technology hadn't existed yet, so the U.S. government gave Skinner a small budget to design it. These were just a few examples of how the U.S. didn't shy away from creating weird inventions for the sake of outsmarting its enemies and/or gaining an advantage over its contemporaries. Today, the U.S. government continues to improve its military prowess with cutting-edge technology. The United States Navy was the largest and most powerful navy in the world. A large portion of the government's budget was spent on military capabilities, not only to protect the country and its citizens, but also to help maintain peace in regions of interest. The Navy has a lot of responsibilities, which include protecting the United States coastline, contributing to security and peacekeeping operations, and responding to disasters. To achieve them, the U.S. Navy was equipped with cutting-edge technology that spanned across ships, submarines, aircraft, weapon systems, and communications. In pursuit of better and more efficient technology, the U.S. employed an elusive man named Dr. Salvatore Cesar Pace. In 2016, he filed a patent that polarized the world. While While working as an engineer for the United States Navy, Dr. Salvatore Cesar Pace filed supposedly outlandish patents that sparked worldwide curiosity. The most notable of these U.S. patents, as they were called, was the craft-using inertial mass reduction device. This was a device that basically used sci-fi-like UFO technology. As a result, critics were quick to discredit him. But who was Dr. Salvatore Pace? Unfortunately, there was little known information about the enigmatic scientist, but so far, here's what we could find out. Salvatore Pace attended Case Western Reserve University, which was known for its world-class research and engineering. According to the U.S. News & World Report, it was named number 42 in National Universities rankings and number 45 among the best engineering schools. Pace graduated with a master's degree in 1993. Later, in 1999, Pace received his Ph.D. in mechanical and aerospace engineering from the same university, where he endured several parabolic flights to produce a low-gravity environment. Parabolic flights were done in planes that alternate upward and downward flights to reproduce the effect of low gravity. Pace's advisors were Yasuhiro Kamotani, a well-known professor with more than 100 publications on mechanical and aerospace engineering topics, and Simon Ostrak, a highly successful American academic considered a superstar at NASA, the founding director of the Space Research Institute in Case Western Reserve University, and was named a pioneer of the fields of microgravity science. The study that Pace did was sponsored by NASA. In summary, Dr. Salvatore Pace was a highly credentialed aerospace scientist employed by the most powerful and most advanced naval force in the world. On April 28, 2016, an unusual patent was filed by Dr. Salvatore Pace on behalf of the U.S. Department of the Navy. The patent code US 101445532B2 was named Craft Using an Inertial Mass Reduction Device. Firstly, to understand what the patent entails, we have to break down what the inertial mass means in an inertial mass reduction device. Inertial mass is defined by dictionary.com as the mass of a body as determined by the second law of motion from the acceleration of the body when it is subjected to a force that is not due to gravity. This simply meant that inertial mass is the measure of an object's resistance to acceleration when force is applied. A highly inertial mass would mean that the subject is harder to accelerate and decelerate. Going back to the patent, this was an aircraft designed to closely exhibit the traits of eyewitness-seen UFOs, where they could take flight and speed away as if they weighed nothing. According to the paper, the craft would be equipped with a device that would reduce its inertial mass, therefore supposedly allowing it to move like how Dr. Pace claimed. The craft would be able to function as a submersible capable of extreme underwater speeds due to the lack of water-skin friction as a consequence of the electromagnetic field by the inertial mass reduction device. This would mean that the craft would be launched from the ocean through a submarine or land or air. It would also have enhanced stealth capabilities and move through mediums including air, space, and water with ease by being enclosed in a bubble. Basically, the craft would move through these mediums without friction. If all of these were true, that meant that Dr. Pace would be able to revolutionize air, land, and sea warfare through his invention. Having this weapon in the arsenal of the U.S. Navy would be an ace in the hole in the technological race. However, as the patents drew more attention, more people questioned Dr. Pace's theories. The Pace effect, named after the inventor himself, was the supposed phenomenon that enabled inertial mass reduction. This was the effect gained by controlling the accelerated spin or vibration of electrically charged matter to produce high-energy electromagnetic fields. Records showed that from October 2016 to September 2019, they were testing to see if the Pace effect had anything solid underneath it. However, after spending $508,000 over 3 years, the Pace effect could not be proved. Therefore, the research was closed. Also, it was discovered that upon application of the patent, a primary patent examiner at the United States Patent and Trademark Office, or USPTO, screened and initially thought the idea was outlandish. However, the chief technical officer of the Naval Aviation Enterprise personally wrote a letter addressed to the examiner claiming that the Chinese government is already investigating these types of technologies as well, and that the US has to have the patent for it. The War Zone, an online military magazine, was able to obtain emails between Dr. Pace and the Naval Air Systems Command, or NAVAL, that revealed Dr. Pace's inventions underwent the review by the Technology Transfer Office. It also revealed that at least one of the UFO patents was turned into a successful prototype. In a rare podcast interview with YouTube channel Theories of Everything with Kurt J. Mungle, Dr. Pace revealed that he underwent a trial by fire, where he presented his inventions to the Naval Air Warfare Center Aircraft Division, NAVAL, Invention Evaluation Board. This was a group of 12 to 18 people who held PhDs in aerospace, mechanical, electrical engineering, and quantum physics. According to Dr. Pace, he was given 20 to 30 minutes to explain his inventions. After, NAVAL submitted the craft using an inertial mass reduction device to USPTO and got approved for the patent, which entails that the review from the Invention Evaluation Board was cleared. Despite this, many people claim that Dr. Pace's inventions were complete rubbish. People and physicists alike, in online forums like Quora and Reddit, criticized the patent as inoperable and simply did not obey the laws of physics. Dr. Pace's patents seem to indicate the discovery of revolutionary technology that would help change the world. However, because of the peculiar circumstances that surround the application of his patents, there are more questions than answers. Some speculated that this was simply a red herring done by the US Navy to distract or mislead its enemies, such as Russia or China, from probing their latest technological advancements. As we've established before, the US did not shy away from doing silly things to outsmart its contemporaries and/or enemies, so it could be possible. Others speculate that Dr. Pace was the new Einstein of his era and that his breakthroughs would become monumental in the future. However, some were not so generous and just claimed that he was simply a mad scientist. Nevertheless, Dr. Pace continued to receive the support of the US Navy. Whether the UFO technology was real or not, we would only know in the future. If you're still there, thanks for hanging around with me. The world is a mysterious place, and we simply do not know if what the US military claimed was real or just a misdirection. However, it is wildly interesting to go through this rabbit hole. Who knows? Maybe in a few years or even decades, we could be seeing Dr. Pace's patented UFO technology whenever we look at the sky. Now, if you enjoyed the video, please let me know by hitting the thumbs up button, commenting your thoughts below, subscribing to our channel, and hitting that notification bell for more videos like these. See you on the next one.